The Tuskegee syphilis study is one of the most infamous examples of unethical government experimentation on U.S. citizens, but there are other instances where the U.S. government conducted experiments without informed consent. For example, during Project MKUltra 1953 to 1973, the CIA conducted mind control experiments on unwitting individuals, administering LSD and other psychoactive drugs without their knowledge. Subjects included prisoners, mental patients, and members of the general public. In the human radiation experiments 1940s-1970s, individuals were exposed to radiation to study its effects, including injecting hospital patients with plutonium and exposing soldiers to nuclear test fallout without their consent. At the Willowbrook State School in New York 1956 to 1970s, researchers deliberately infected children with developmental disabilities with hepatitis to study disease progression and vaccine development. Operation Sea Spray 1950 involved the U.S. Navy releasing Serratia marcescens bacteria over San Francisco to test biological warfare feasibility, leading to some residents developing serious infections. Similarly, during the Guatemala syphilis experiments 1946 to 1948, U.S. researchers deliberately infected Guatemalan prisoners, soldiers, and psychiatric patients with syphilis and other sexually transmitted diseases to test treatments without their consent. In the 1960s, both military personnel and civilians were exposed to Agent Orange, a herbicide containing harmful dioxins, during its testing and use in Vietnam, with health effects undisclosed. In the St. Louis aerosol study 1950s-1960s, low-income neighborhoods were sprayed with zinc-cadmium sulfide to simulate chemical warfare attacks without informing residents of the risks. At Holmesburg Prison in Pennsylvania 1950s-1970s, inmates were exposed to various chemicals, including dioxins and pharmaceutical compounds, for dermatological and other medical research. These cases represent significant breaches of ethics, particularly the principles of informed consent and non-maleficence, and have led to reforms in research ethics, including the establishment of the Belmont Report and stricter oversight by institutional review boards (IRBs).